Hey there, fire signs. This is Amanda Beach with Cosmic Beach Consulting, and here is your Cosmic Surf Report for September 2016. Opening in September, we have a new moon in Virgo. It is also an eclipse. And so astrologers throughout the land have been heralding eclipse season as anything from a time of natural disasters to personal breakthroughs. I'm going to meet them somewhere in the middle for you guys. When I'm looking at the first week of September for you, I actually kind of see it being a relationship focus. This talks about partnerships, trios, duos, any sort of small group activity. For me, this may talk about, with that Mercury retrograde that started on August 30th, reviewing how you communicate with these people or reviewing your place in these circles. This might talk about working relationships, maybe some working relationships that have become a little bit more stressful, fiery, or demeaning. After looking at our personal responsibility in these relationships, we might be able to also decide how we want to revisit them and moving forward, how we would like them to shake out. This might talk about meeting a mental challenge. This might talk about breakthroughs and ideas. Now, with Mercury retrograde, it's a great time to revisit old ideas or old solutions, especially those that you didn't implement before. We do have Jupiter going into Libra on the 9th, which is going to be a breath of harmonious fresh air for everyone. For you guys, I think this kind of helps maybe take the vice off of your brain. Maybe there's something that you're trying to solve that you've been, you can't see the forest for the trees. This week might bring some clarity to those issues, especially when it comes to the way that you're communicating with the people closest in your inner circle, kind of going back to that theme from the first week too. So communication is going to be a big central focus for the first 2 weeks, as is, those of you who are looking at moving on from jobs. This might be a time where you really start to reconsider where you want to be in the world. This eclipse and subsequently the full moon, which is also an eclipse on the 16th, these are both corrective course eclipses. So these are things that are going to say, hey, if you're not on the right path, the universe is going to be able to make sure to give you an awesome heads up. However that works out, that might just be like a big fat no, or it might be, like maybe you're just torn between two ideas and one thing really presents itself and the other thing is like, yeah, I'm not really that available. This could be, people, lovers, things, jobs, ideas, places. And those of you that are really on the path and really on the right path, who've really done a lot of path work to like kind of get where you want to be, this is kind of one of those eclipses that are going to keep propelling you forward and pushing you toward some of your goals. Especially when we're looking at that full moon, and that is going to be in Pisces. So, this full moon talks to us about what don't we normally know? What do we need to see? What kind of subconscious things do we want to see out of ourselves? What kind of depths do we want to dig into? Because we're still in Mercury retrograde here, so it's still a good time to revisit. But what kind of subconscious messages are we getting out? What kind of subconscious messages are we receiving? Let's really look into that darkness and see what kind of light we can bring to that, to see what kind of illumination we can bring to that part of our psyche too. Moving into the third week, we have some challenges when it comes to clearing the way, but I definitely think by the third week, we're all going to kind of feel like we're on the right path or we're in the right direction. I'd say the issues this week might be work related again for you fire signs. And this just talks about partnerships. So maybe if you're a Sagittarius, perhaps listening to other people's ideas is going to be a big theme for you in the third week. If you're an Aries, maybe it's going to be allowing someone else to lead in the third week. And, for Leo, maybe it talks about letting somebody else be the center of attention for the third week. So this all talks about our harshest, fieriest aspects and how we can kind of like step aside from that identity and let's have some space for everybody else to kind of have a say and a turn in the third week. That's kind of the warning for the third week there. And, for the fourth week, as we come to a close, we're closing out on this Mercury retrograde. We're entering the shadow before it's over. October 6th, we're getting ready for, the sun enters Libra in 20 seconds. We have the beginning of fall. There's going to be some more balance and some harmony that's naturally just going to be the energy in the air. But, for you, and then we have that last quarter moon on the 23rd, which is going to be in Cancer, which is a great time to kind of like analyze where you want to be with home and family, where you want to be with locations, where you want to be with employment. But that very last week, the big lesson is, you can't plan for everything. So if some of you have been begging for rock and roll monumental change and you haven't been receiving it, this might be the week where you start to see like some rock and roll monumental change. I think this was in my cast last month, but be careful what you wish for transits. Like this is really like, you can manifest whatever you like, and you should just be sure that that's what you want. And that's kind of the energy I get for the fourth week is like, change is coming, big things are going to happen. Those of you who might be in a precarious situation that are kind of feeling like they've gotten a little too big for their britches, this might be the week where you're taken down a notch. Those of you who have been begging for a move or a relocation, that might happen. It might happen very quickly. You might not have a lot of time to breathe or throw yourself a goodbye party even. So fire signs, but I think all the self-work and all the reviewing and reworking that you have the opportunity to do in the month of September will really help prepare you for the change that's going to be coming for October. So, and you can take a personal look at that with me if you like by visiting my website, cosmicbeachconsulting.com. Please like and prescribe. Sure, prescribe me, please. Yes, take one a day. Please visit me on Facebook, facebook.com/cosmicbeachconsulting, and you can connect with me there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next month.